Hey, this is John, host of MGTOW is Freedom. Welcome to another fantastic, fun video discussing what it is to be MGTOW and what we need to look for and how we need to think about and understand. And I'm not saying my way is the right way. You be your own MGTOW. You go your own way. But I'm going to give you an idea, and you can fucking run with it. You can either believe it or not. You can tear it apart, use the pieces that work for you, throw the rest away. I don't give a fuck, but I'll put it out there. You know, I've got a girlfriend that I talk to about men's issues and women's issues, and we banter back and forth and argue. It's a lot of fun, good practice, and, you know, it's too bad that she's never right. Oh, anyways, she would argue otherwise, I'm sure. But the discussion came up about the untrustworthiness of women. And her argument against that was, well, men are just as untrustworthy. Women can't trust men, this and that. Well, I don't really give a shit about the argument of, do women find men trustworthy or not? Right now, I don't give a fuck. What I did give a fuck about, though, was her idea that men are untrustworthy, and I thought about it from a man's perspective. Do I care about the trustworthiness of other men? And is that the same as women? Should I despise men for being untrustworthy? Should I think them, you know, total fucking dipshits and scumbags and losers? Well, the answer is no, I don't. For some very cut and dry reasons I want to go over with you guys. Women are untrustworthy. Men, to me, are untrustworthy. In order for a man to be my friend, he has to prove his worthiness. Right? He has to have done something that causes me to respect him. He has to be a Marine or a businessman that's successful, or a Mason, or have a great reputation in some way. He's got to sound intelligent. He's got to have his shit together, right? I'm not going to be friends with some fucking crackhead loser somewhere. There's nothing for me in that. Right? There's no intellectual benefit for me. Right? There's nothing to gain from an idiot. So all of my friends that I have are qualified human beings. Right? They're good men. But I still don't just trust them. I'm not going to hand them my fortune and say, can you watch that for me while I go take a leak? I'm not going to do that. I don't allow them to put themselves in a position to control me, to control my behavior. The moment a man starts doing that with me, using guilt or shame on me, an attempt to, right? An attempt to coerce me using emotions, they're fucking done. They're out. I just say, I don't need that shit in my life. If you want drama, take it home to your fucking wife. You know, that's how I treat men who try that shit, right? And I consider that an untrustworthy move, right? Motive. You know, if a guy says, hey, I'm going to buy you a scotch, and I'm like, no, I don't feel like drinking tonight. He's like, really? You need to try this scotch, right? It's fucking good, right? He's not trying to coerce me with emotions, right? It's not like the bottle is really going to go away. He just feels it's important for me to try the scotch. Or go to see, you know, a fucking opera. I don't know. Name something a guy tries to get you to do. As long as he's not using some emotional heartstring or some trick, right? He's not trying to fucking blackmail you or use extortion on you. He's fine. But men will do shit to you the same as a woman. A man, given a chance, will steal from you. All he needs is the opportunity. So what do I do in my life? I don't give men that opportunity. I don't get emotionally involved with them. They're friends, that is, if I want to do something with them that we share in common, like going to a fucking baseball game, right? Going and watching a football game at the bar. Let's see, what else would I do? Oh, here's a great one, golf, right? That is the end of the connection. That's it. If they say, hey, come play this golf tournament because it's a charity golf tournament, and if you don't, these kids are going to die of cancer, I'll tell them no, just on the fucking premise that they tried tugging at my heartstrings. If they say, hey, you want to play in a charity golf tournament? It helps kids with cancer. I'll be like, all for it. But don't fucking play that game. That is the exact game, right? That we don't want from women. But men, yeah, they're shitheads. Men pull fucking stunts. but they are nowhere in the league that women are in. And I can just tell a guy, don't ever fucking do that to me again. And he won't, or he's gone. But what is the difference? Why is the untrustworthiness of women so much worse? Because the guilt and shame they use in a relationship is deep-seated in men's psyches. It comes from their own childhood and their own mothers. It is the same style of guilt. It is the same style of shaming that your teachers used. And women do, in order to have a relationship with them, they do develop an emotional connection with you. And that makes you vulnerable to them. And so when they develop that emotional connection and then take advantage of it, that is horrible. It is fucking detestable behavior on their part. Because they're taking advantage of you as a man, using that, right? That is the same as lying to you. It is tricking you. It demonstrates their unworthiness and their untrustworthiness. Because they're willing to do that to you. And it's not that men wouldn't try, it's just men can't fucking be successful with it because they don't develop the emotional bond with a man the way a woman does. That is a trick. That is the fucking trick that women use that earns them the title of manipulative whore. And that is why men, MGTOW men, despise women. Because they are not trustworthy. They'll get into a relationship with you acting like a fucking sweetheart. And then they'll start playing the princess game. I need and I want because I'm a girl and don't you want to take care of me? And ultimately they end up using guilt and shame. They use social pressure. They use peer pressure. They use other men and other women trying to get you to fall into their trap so that they can steal your money. Buy them dinners. You pay for their lifestyle. They get you to marry them. And then ultimately, they try and control you. They take your friends away from you. They move you to another house. They get you to buy a house you don't fucking need. They decorate your house with their furniture and their shit and make it their house. And they call it ours. And then ultimately they say, it's mine. That is why women are untrustworthy and not worthy of consideration by men. Because they lie on such a huge level, such a high emotional level. They take advantage of men in a way that men cannot take advantage of another man in. That is why men can have friends. And men cannot have a relationship with a feminist woman because she is a gold-digging, lying whore. That is the difference. So when this girlfriend of mine, and yeah, she's a girl, and yeah, she's a friend, when we argue about shit, and I bounce all kinds of shit off, I'm very fucking honest with her. I go, this is what women do. They create an emotional relationship and then use that as leverage against the man. She has sex with him and then uses that as leverage against him. She shit tests him. She'll imply that if she doesn't get her way, he's not going to get that blowjob. Or she'll turn it around the other way and go, oh, I really want to give you a blowjob. Oh, I want to try anal tonight. I want you to really pound my ass, is what the girl says, in order to get you to give her what she wants. And she'll get you all fucking buttered up sexually and emotionally. Hours ahead of time. Days ahead of time. So that she can ask for that thing out in the future. You're fucking ready for it. You're ready for everything she's got for you. And then she'll say something like, oh, I really want to go to Hawaii and fucking plant that, right? I really want to go on that European trip. I want to take that cruise to the Caribbean. They'll say shit like that while you're fucking tuned up and you're tuned into them and you're trying to get what you want out of them, which really has no dollar value. There's no dollar value to that. You don't say to your girlfriend, well, I'm going to go down on you. That's worth $350, right? No, men don't fucking value sex that way to their women. Right? I don't go to women and go, I've got a 20-pound cock. That'll be $1,200 an hour, please. You know, if I'm fucking someone, it's because I'm fucking someone, not because there's a dollar or figure in my head going to it. But that's how women are. When I go play golf with my friends, my male friends, there's no dollar value attached to that, unless we fucking play skins or put $1 a hole or whatever bets we have. But there's nothing hidden, right? Women are untrustworthy because they have a hidden agenda. They want that fucking trip to the Caribbean, so they're going to use their emotions to get what they want. They want to marry you because you're a good catch. You're a steady paycheck. Right? You're an alpha male or a beta. It don't fucking matter. And they want you for whatever reason. And they're going to use the emotional connection to manipulate you to giving them what they want. And if that isn't bad enough, if that's not bad enough, right, being tricked into spending money the way you don't want to and ultimately marrying them when you really don't have a need for it, then they're going to divorce you and take your shit. The price you pay for that emotional relationship with the untrustworthy woman is massive. It is huge compared to the value you get out of it. It's nothing. What you get out of the relationship is nothing in comparison to what you pay into it. With your friend, you go golfing. You both throw down a fucking C note, stop by the bar, get whatever you need to drink, and you head out to the fucking links. It's up front. There's no hidden cost. You know what the cost is up front, right? Whatever it is, it's nothing, right? And when the game is over, it's done. And if you want, you can even walk out in the middle of the game. Hey, Bill, you're a fucking dick today. I'm out of here. I don't need this shit. That's the difference between the untrustworthiness of men and the untrustworthiness of women. The untrustworthiness of men is nothing compared to that of women. You would never give a man a chance to steal half your shit. Legally. You would never give a man a chance right, to emotionally jerk you around so that you pay for his fucking vacation. Never. You would say, hey friend, you can sleep on my couch for 3 days while you find yourself another place, right? But you wouldn't say, hey, I emotionally feel bad for you. You can live here for fucking free on my dime, and I'll feed you and pay for all your utilities and pay for all of your food, right? You don't do that for men. Men don't do that to you because they aren't untrustworthy on that level, whereas women are untrustworthy on the highest levels. And what do they offer in exchange? They'll behave a little bit here and there. Maybe they'll look pretty here and there. They'll give you some sex here and there. And you're paying for everything. And they're there to take from you. That is the major difference. Untrustworthy women. MGTOW. Go your own way. See them for what they are. Recognize it ahead of time. Tell them, I have the penis. I ain't falling for your shit. And fucking walk. Or better yet, tell them to fucking walk. Semper Fi.